boys and girls. This video is for Monday, May 11th, and I hope you had a good Mother's Day yesterday and treated your mom really special. Okay, so today we're going to be starting a new book, and you're going to get to choose which book you want to read. So I sent Horrible Harry home with you. So if you haven't read that book, you could choose that book. I also sent this home with you on Friday. Magic School Bus, The Whale Watch. Now, I think there was one group that you might have already read this, so if you already read these books, that's fine. You can choose your own book. It's your free choice. So you're going to be reading for 15 minutes today, and I've given everybody a sheet that works with any book to kind of record some of the things that you've read. So, if you can use this and read the same book for all of the questions, or you can actually use each section. You could answer for different books if you finish them and you want to go on to a new book. So you're going to have 2 weeks to finish your reading response. So each day I'm going to suggest one thing that you do. So today you're going to write the name of your book that you're reading, and you're going to put 2 characters and 2 traits about that character. Now, trait about a character means just describe them in a short phrase. So let's say you were doing another Magic Treehouse book, which would be fine if you like the Magic Treehouse that we did last time. Just choose a different book. And so you could put Jack and Annie, and then you would put Jack, you could put the brother, and Annie is the sister. I mean, you could put something really simple like that. If you were doing, let's say you were doing the 3 Little Pigs, and you were doing the wolf, you could put he's big and bad. So something like that. And each day I'm going to tell you what to do. But if, for example, you finish your book, your assignment might be a little different. So anyway, make sure for each section you write which book you're doing. Today we're just going to do 2 characters and 2 traits. Now when you get to the bottom, you're going to put beginning, middle, and end of the book. So what I'm saying is, if you finish your book partway into this, you're going to have to put the beginning, middle, end of the same book. Even if you start a new book, you're going to have to finish up that part for one book. See what I'm saying? But each section you could do a different book if you want. Okay? So today, read 15 minutes and do 2 characters and their traits. So today for our spelling words, we're going to be on list 32. And it's going to be the O-U and O-W sound. So let's see what it sounds like. Could, couch, found, mouth, scout, shout, south. They sound like ow, except for could does not really sound like that. Could I probably should have put in the oddball list because that doesn't sound like ow. The sound we're looking for is ow. So let's put could in the oddball list. Let's see. Crown, frown, gown, growl, howl, owl, town. Those sound like ow as well. So O-U and O-W are spelled like ow. Sometimes they're not, and that's oddball, like could, grown, rough, and tough do not sound like ow. And then our A list, Memorial Day is coming up in this month. Citizenship, fractions, centimeter, and inches. So we're using some of these terms in math right now. Okay, so you're going to cut out your words on page 125, and then you're going to go ahead and glue them on page 127. So when you do this, listen for ow, and if it doesn't make an ow sound, go ahead and put it under oddball. For handwriting, we're on page 69, so we're going to go back and practice the letter A again. Your lowercase and uppercase A look the same. They should be round and smooth, and it says here in our book, not squashed like someone sat on them. All right, so let's show you. We're going to make an A, and look at the lowercase is exactly the same, but smaller. It looks best if the oval part in each letter fills the middle space. Okay, so you're going to need your measuring tools again for this. So what you're going to do here is you're going to measure each item that it shows in inches and feet. So if you're doing it in inches, make sure you're using the one that looks like the size of your thumb. Make sure you're not getting confused with centimeters. Use whatever tool you want. And then the feet is right here on my tape measure. It's in red. A whole ruler is also a foot. So you're going to do it in feet and inches. Now, the same thing on the next couple pages. So let's look at the sample. The hockey stick is 48 inches long. When they measured it with the tape and they got to 48. Actually, on this, it doesn't even say 48. It just says 4 feet. Because 47, this would be 48. So make sure that when you do it in inches and feet. 12 inches equals a foot, and 3 feet equals a yard. Now, sometimes they're going to ask you to measure in yards. Oh no, I don't have yards. What I could do is I could measure how many yardsticks it is, or I can do the math. And after I measure in feet, I can take each foot and change it to yards. So for example, this is 3 feet, that's 1 yard. Let's say I did 6 feet, then I would know, well, 3 plus 3 is 6. So that's 2 yards. The easiest way probably if you're going to do it in yards is to go ahead and use your yardstick and then count how many yardsticks, and that's how many yards. Also, how many rulers would be how many feet. Okay, so most of these things are not using inches on here. They're using feet and yards. Some of them are inches, so you have to look and see what they want, how they want you to measure, what unit. And then you're going to do some word problems. Okay, for our Scholastic Activity, we actually only have 2 days left to do our Scholastic Activity. So we're going to do it today, and then we're going to do it next week. So this activity you don't actually write in your booklet, so you should have 1 page to do in your booklet next week. So don't use this booklet, put it aside. And you need either a piece of paper, or you can use some of those extra postcards that I gave you, or you could make it into a card. So you're going to be reading about firefighters today, and they are heroes. They're people that help other people and save lives. Now you're going to write a letter to a hero. Now it doesn't have to be a firefighter. They gave you some suggestions. A lot of you wrote a nice note to me for teacher appreciation. That was so sweet. Teachers are heroes because we're helping you guys. And your coach is a hero. They're helping you. Maybe there's some other people in your family that are heroes to you. Your parents or your grandparents, or maybe you haven't written a note to Mrs. Moore yet. She's a hero doing all these things for our school. Anyway, you pick any hero you want, and you're going to write them a letter. Now, we've been over how to write letters before, so you're going to put dear and who it is. Make sure you're capitalizing dear, comma, put the date over in the corner, which is going to be May 11th, 2020, and you're going to write them a letter telling them why they're a hero. Indent 2 fingers, write a few sentences, maybe thanking them for something, telling them what you're doing, and then you're going to put from, unless it's a family member, you can put love, and then comma, and your name in cursive. All right, and then you can mail this to them, or you can and give it to me, and I'll look at it, and then we'll try to get these letters to your heroes, because I think that would make their day. Now, if you want, you could draw some little pictures, or you could make your own card and write on it, but I think it makes people happy when you thank them. I know it really made me happy last week when we had the car parade and people made posters and were encouraging me, because heroes need to be encouraged too. And at this time, there's a lot of people who are doctors and nurses and grocery store workers and people like that who've been working really, really hard, and maybe they need a little bit of encouragement. So that's what you're going to do for your Scholastic Activity. Remember, if you mail it to them, take a picture of it so that I can see it, or you can turn it into me. So I'm going to be doing an art tutorial for you, because we're going to be studying the artist Georgia O'Keeffe and doing a poppy painting, and it's going to be really cool. I'm going to attach a story that you can read about Georgia O'Keeffe, because I always read stories about the artist, and I'm not going to be able to read it to you. So I'm going to attach a story from YouTube that you can watch, and I'm going to show you her painting. Hold on one second. So this is a copy of a poppy painted by Georgia O'Keeffe. And one thing she's famous for is making really, really big flowers. And if you notice, her flowers are always kind of popping off the page. So this is what we're going to be modeling our painting after. And I will show you how to do that. Now, the last thing I want to tell you is for your recess activity, I thought it would be really cool to write in sidewalk chalk outside. And you could do a few different things. You could practice your spelling words outside. You can write a message to people. I've been going on walks lately, and I've noticed that a lot of people are using sidewalk chalk and making messages to people. Like there was somebody that said, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, and they actually had some lemons and it said, take one. Some people made a hopscotch. When I was walking by, I noticed that. And also you could draw pictures, but it would be kind of fun. Now some of you are like, I don't have any sidewalk chalk. Now, I'm going to attach a recipe that you can try to make your own sidewalk chalk. Now, I have to admit, I have not tried it. So, you can tell me if it works or not. But I have attached 3 recipes, depending on what you have. One of them is made with cornstarch. One of them is made mainly with eggshells. That'll be interesting. And one of them is made with plaster of Paris, which is kind of like cement, which you probably don't have. So anyway, if you wanted to try to make your own sidewalk chalk, that would be cool. Or you can use your own. But when I went to Target, I couldn't find sidewalk chalk. So it might be a little hard to find right now. But anyway, that's the activity that you could try for recess if you want. Or you can always do your own activity. And so anyway, I will be doing the tutorial, and remember your art project, I give you the tutorial on Monday just so you have it, but you can do it whichever day makes sense in your schedule. Okay, goodbye kids.